that's fine. Either way.
Do you want that? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Hello, everybody. Here we go.
Oh, we
We
have
are
been
going.
talking about what's going on in Puerto Rico for just a few minutes before we started. And so I had just asked Carmen if we could please start in prayer for our families that are in Puerto Rico. They're on our team that might be struggling. If you'll just join me and bow your head. Father, we come to you with thanksgiving in our heart for the ability to gather and encourage one another and to do life together with these beautiful people on our team. We ask that you be with those who are not thinking about Scentsy at the moment, but are who are more concerned with their health and their safety and what's going on in their land after the storms in Puerto Rico. And we also ask that you be with those who are not in Puerto Rico but have family who are there and they are trying to connect with and they're concerned for their health and safety. We just ask that you be with them and provide them protection and send their guardian angels to them to cover them in your protection and love. And we ask that you bring those that are anxiously awaiting plans and confirmation of wellness of their loved ones. We just ask that you bring them peace as they wait. We thank you for the opportunity to join tonight and to share and to pour into one another and be successful together. Most importantly, we ask that as we go out and we share our stories, that we ultimately shine you to others, Father, and that they can see you at work in our life. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank
All
you,
right.
Jamie.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
for sharing your time with us and with the community and bring hope and bring knowledge and bring faith that things can happen for those that are willing to put the work.
Yes, ma'am. Do you want to ask questions? Do you want me to just kind of maybe narrate kind of what I
I would
do?
love that they know a little bit about you. If you can
Okay.
introduce yourself and then go from there.
Sure. So I'm Jamie Upton, as you probably already figured out. And I am just about, I believe I'm about to start my third year with Scentsy. I want to say toward the end of October, 1st of November. I need to look and get my date. It kind of ran together because I was a party flipper. I had no Scentsy in my home, and I have a friend who had Scentsy here in Georgia. And I asked her about it, and she said, "Oh, I've got a lady you can order from. Here's her page." And she had me join Carmen's Scentsy page. I got a take a stand warmer was my first warmer. That's the first thing I ordered from her. And when she found out what I was ordering myself, she said, "You're so close to that first level of a hostess reward. Why don't you do just a shopping link, not a party, but a shopping link, and just see if your friends and family want to buy anything?" So fast forward, and we were so close to the $500 mark. And I placed by the time I placed the last bit of stuff that I wanted and did the hostess rewards, we were there. So she talked to me about flipping the party, and this was during COVID, and I was bored to death. I had our last child. We have two children, a son and a daughter. Our son's the oldest, both college age, but our daughter was graduating high school and doing her own thing with college, moving out. And so between empty nesting and being in the middle of COVID and having to work from home, it just was not a good fit for me because I like to be social. I like human interaction and being out in public. And so here came Scentsy, and it was a way for me to connect and learn about what this thing is about going live that I think causes some people anxiety at first. And I was having to learn to be live like we are tonight for my day job because I was working from home and I'm in a service industry and I work with clients all day. So we were also learning that in my other job. So this kind of helped a little bit get me a little more comfortable with that. And from there, it's just kind of grown. I have 4 direct line team members and 1 secondary that just joined actually over the weekend while Carmen was at the wedding. So we have that going. And I actually talked to somebody about joining today who's never bought from me, they're part of my day job family, and I actually gave them a catalog today because I happened to notice a non-Scentsy warmer in their office when I went to visit their branch, and I didn't say anything about it. They were just complaining about how the wax wasn't warming. And so the next time I went to the branch, I took I took a brochure to them and said, hey, I happen to notice you have a warmer in your office and there may be wax or something in here you're interested in. And he's going to order a warmer, and was all about like, you mean you get paid to do this? So we'll see, but I planted a seed today anyway.
That's awesome.
So 2 years. My day job is as a financial planner and a layman's term stockbroker, but I'm a financial advisor and do financial planning for people. So you can imagine I've had an interesting year because the stock market has been up and down all year. And so Carmen knows I've been pretty busy and sometimes a little sidetracked with that. But hey, we have to pay our bills, right? And do what takes care of life. So I've been doing that. And I'm going to sit for the CFP in November. So it's kind of like a board test. It's the last step. So a 7-hour test in early November and I'll be done. But I've been in the same industry for 22 and a half years. And absolutely love it. But this is like my hobby and my fun and my outlet to be creative, really. And shows is one way to be creative. And I think that's a good segue into talking about craft shows and different things that I do as far as setting booths up and things like that. Lets me kind of be a little more creative than the numbers do during the day at my day job.
And that's how you I remember you, like you said, you didn't know anything about Scentsy, and then you got in love with the product. And one of the person that referred you to me now is your front line.
Yes,
because
this is true.
I asked her before, hey, she might be joining. Do you want she join with you? And she wasn't ready. And I'm bringing that because people need time, but one no now doesn't mean a no to get
Right.
there later. And
she's active quite often. I mean, she doesn't actively sell and do shows and parties and whatnot, but just because of what she sells to friends and family, she's an active consultant.
And she loved the product. That's why she recommended
Yep.
to you. Then that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's been fun because it's one of my dearest, bestest friends in the whole wide world. We travel together, we raised babies together, we do life together. And it's just kind of fun to have somebody like that too along
and
for the journey.
Scentsy is a cherry in the top.
That's right. And I got to meet Carmen not this past July, but a year ago in July at family reunion, because we had a little get together, even though it was during COVID and they weren't doing it in person. She and I joined. I met her online, bought from her, joined, and was coached by her for almost a year before we ever actually got to meet.
And then we get together in Las Vegas. We stay in Las Vegas with our
celebrated her birthday.
Yeah.
And shared a hotel room. So, I mean, like things we tell our kids not to do. Don't talk to strangers. Just book a hotel room with them and then ride 6 hours in the car with them. And by the way, not just one stranger, but two strangers, because JoJo was with us too. So, and then go stay in a house with like 16 strangers you don't know, right?
That's
but we had a blast, and it worked. It was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I missed it this year. I can't wait for next year, and we'll see what happens. But in the interest of time, I know we don't want to be all night. And if you're watching a long video, you tend to kind of disconnect. If you're like me, I'm a little ADD that way. So I will jump into just I've just got just a really quick notebook, just a small one of things written down I want to share with you all. Number one, start small. When you don't know what you're doing and you're insecure about or apprehensive about planning it and doing it, the best thing to do is start small. So find a smaller community craft fair. I know that Carmen has mentioned she does like homeowners associations or complex meetings and things like that. Those tend to be smaller events, and so they're a little more manageable if you have anxiety about doing something really big and speaking to a lot of strangers. This is something I did, and it's kind of funny because I took pictures of it, and I encourage you to do this too. before I did my first show, I took everything I was going to set up on Saturday, and on Wednesday night, I set it up in my garage. Just like I measured it out, so I knew the space I had, and I set everything up so that I could play around with it, decide what worked, what didn't, what I liked, what I didn't like. And then when I got it like I liked it, I took a picture of it.
Okay.
So when I go in to set up and you've got 2 hours to set up or however long you have to set up before a show, you can pull that picture out and it kind of helps you just follow the method, right? And I've tweaked it since then and taken more pictures of different setups. And so when I post in our group about a show, or sometimes it's a little selfish too, not to brag that I've done a show, but I can go back through our group and find that picture so I know what the table should look like for the next one. If I do that same event, especially because
Okay.
I know, then I know what the venue looks like. So take a picture of it. The third thing I have is to be a good vendor. The way you get invited back is to be a good vendor. So
what does that mean for you?
It is, you've got a host that's there and they're setting up. And at the end of the day, they're the ones you see hauling the garbage cans off and breaking tables down. And if they're provided, and just all the other stuff, that sweeping floors, you don't have to do their job. That's what you paid to have your spot for. But sometimes it's nice to pitch in. Your neighbor's loading stuff up and maybe they don't have the help that you have there to help do. Maybe help them carry one load to the car, or ask the vendor promoter, is there anything I can do to help you? I know it's been a long day. Is there anything that I could help you to do before I leave? Even if they say no, just the fact that they know you asked and you were sensitive and you cared about the situation and the work they were doing, is important. And then always thank them and tell them how much you appreciate being part of it, and how they want to hear that the event was successful for you too. I can't tell you how many times I've been asked, did you do good today? Was it worth your time? So give them that feedback, share with them to help them get better too, but just be a good vendor.
Okay.
There are people that come in there and trash the place and leave, and you've seen it, I'm sure, if you've done other shows. There will be people that do that, or that complain about where their table was put, or that complain about their neighbor, or you just hear it. Just don't participate in that. Even if you feel that way, just save that for another time. And if you sign up for that event, find somebody you really liked, somebody's booth you really liked, and say, hey, if so and so comes, could you put me beside them? I would love to visit with them more and get to know them. There's nothing wrong with making that request, but it's a positive way to spin it, not the negative of the complaint.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you're going to have people that complain. I don't know that I've ever been at a show where I've not at least heard one person complain.
But
it could be, they'll complain about the noise, they'll complain about their booth, they'll complain about their neighbor, the weather outside.
That's personality.
Yes,
personality. Don't be that person, please.
Yes. And then also ask others while you're at the show, other vendors. If you're interested in doing shows, ask the others what shows they do, how they heard about this show, where do they go to find out about shows. They can sometimes help you too, not sign up for the crappy shows where you're going to waste your time. They will tell you, don't sign up for this one. I didn't make any money, or it wasn't well put together and organized. The people showed up late and the doors weren't open on time, whatever it might be, they'll let you know. They didn't advertise it well. That's another thing. Using social media and signs and yard stakes to advertise for especially these smaller community ones is important. Always have your prize drawing. You can create your box yourself, or you can buy one from the Scentsy store, but always do. Even if I create my own, I buy the tickets.
Okay.
To the tickets from our Scentsy store, because it's already printed and asks for their name, their address, their phone number, their email.
When you talk about the ticket, is the notebook that have everything already printed?
You want me to grab one real quick and show it?
I have one.
Okay. Yes. So this ticket, I did it the first time without them and made my own, and I did not like it. It is a lot of work, because these tickets that you can buy from the Scentsy store are super cheap. They come in a 3-pack, and they're already bound, so you could just pull one pad out at a time. And there's probably 25 or 30. Yes, there's probably 25 or 30 in each pad, and there's 3 pads in the order when you order So this is good because I think on there too, Carmen, there's uh, what am I trying to say? I want to host. Yes, thank you. I want to host. I want to join. Several different things that it asks them at the bottom that they can mark, and then have them drop that in a box that you buy from the store. I've bought the box from the store. They also come in a 3-pack, but I will tell you, I have used the same box for a year and a half, and I'm just now about to have to break out another box from the set I ordered.
I use a mason jar.
Yes, you can use that too.
Then if they
So,
don't have a
and
box,
and what I do, I typically gift a whiff box. You can gift whatever your budget affords and however you want to handle that. I don't tell them what the door prize is. I just tell them I'm going to do a door prize sometime during the week following the show. And I'll tell you why I do that in just a minute. Hey, JoJo, how are you? All right. So I usually give a gift a whiff box, and the reason I choose to do that is I get one for half off with my Scentsy Club subscription.
me too.
So I've spent $15 on a really nice gift, and with a whiff box, it's all consumable products. Typically, sometimes we have a warmer thrown in there or something like that, or a mini warmer, but it's all consumable products, and those things they need Scentsy items to be able to use.
Mm-hmm.
They need a mini warmer or a mini fan or something to be able to utilize the majority of what's in our whiff boxes. So, even if they have their own warmer at home, they'll get to test out how much better our waxes are than what they're using at home, and that will draw them in. So it's a good variety of products that will touch a lot of different interests. The reason I tell them the reason I say I'll do the drawing sometime during the week after the show, I'm exhausted, number one, after a show. By the time I set up, have the show, break down, and get home in the evening, a lot of my shows are the majority of the day shows. So they'll be like from 10 to 4. I'm just too tired, guys. I don't know about you all, but I'm tuckered. I come home, we order takeout, and that's the day by the time I've done that. So I don't want to have to run home and do it. The other thing is when I'm in a clear mindset, I want to open those tickets that Carmen showed us. I want to take those out each. I want to put them in my contact lists inside my workstation first.
Okay.
And note if anybody's checked that stuff at the bottom, make a special note of that to reach out to those people or quickly. I send thank yous out over the next 30 days for them stopping by my booth. And if they have given me their mobile number and or an email, I will send them a quick message that I literally copy and paste to each person, asking them to join my Facebook group, because that's where I do my drawing live. And so that takes me a couple days after the show to get that done and to give them time to join. So I ask them to join when they sign up for the door prize and give them the information in my Facebook page information to do that, because it's on the back of my, it is part of my sticker that I put on it's part of my branding that I put on my brochures and stuff that I hand out. But I do send them the reminder of, hey, I'm going to do my drawing this week. Don't forget, if you want to join my group, you can watch me live. But if you don't have a way to do that or have Facebook, it's okay. I'll reach out to you directly if you win. Okay. But they're curious and want to see the drawing, right? And then I do the live. A lot of times I'll either have my daughter come in here and draw it out of the box, since so it's not me. And the only thing I ask you to do, don't show that to the people. Okay. I ask her to read it, and then I cover up their personal information because we are on social media, and just show the person's name so they can tell that we validated that. What I've also done is that wheel, Carmen, like you do for your stuff.
About the wheel.
I do the wheel too if I have time, but if I've let the days go by and I feel like I've not kept my commitment, I'll go ahead and do it in the box. I just make sure I don't share their phone number or address or things like that. I fold that back or put my hand over it and then do that giveaway. So it brings people to your VIP group. You've added them to your contacts, so the next month they're going to get your letter, and I check and sign them up for the letter, for the 3-month period. To me, shows are about getting contacts and building a relationship with people. It is not about selling. Not that I don't get very good sales sometimes from shows. I get a good bit of, especially this season and the fall season and holiday season. I have my best shows that I have year round. I do them I do about 4 to 5 a year. And I usually do one around Mother's Day in the spring. I do one in July. I do one I'm doing one this Saturday it's a first timer. So I don't know how it's going to go. So I'm not taking a lot of product, but I'm doing one Saturday in September. And then I usually do October and November and December. So usually it's spring, October, November, December. I've thrown in the 5th one just to see how it goes in September, since it's right before our launch of the holiday stuff on October 1st too.
Okay.
And I've already ordered. I used to not order these. I encourage you, as soon as you can order these in your consultant store, to order them. I've ordered the holiday ones and they're on their way and will be here for this weekend. Because I do that as well. And the sticker I use for it's a lot smaller. It almost looks like our mailing label stickers. And then I will hand those out at the shows as well. So contacts and relationships is the biggest part of a show, because you can follow up with them with a thank you card in the happy mail, as a thank you card in the mail for dropping by your booth, and put the little scratch and sniff stickers on them. Like I put one on those thank you cards that we can order from Vista. And just use that as another touch point. And it gives them your shopping address and things like that again. I do two ways. If they're local, I will batch orders if it's something I don't have in stock, and I'll collect all of the orders here. And if there's something that I do have at the show that they take, that's fine. But I mark down for myself and put I owe you, and then I write down just the things that I owe them, so that when I come home to do my batch order, I don't have to keep a separate list or anything like that. I pick up all my sheets and I just know what I owe people, so I know what to order in that batch order. I set up a separate party for every show.
Okay.
Also,
I'm not doing that, but that's
that way I can keep up with. It'll help you too, because you can look back at that party
and
later
and
see if it was worth the time and the money you spent to go to the show.
Okay.
But it will let you batch those orders. And what I have started to offer, and it works for me. I used to just pay for shipping on these because they were all coming to me. I have started charging the client $2, because if I get 5 people order, that covers that $10, right?
Okay.
So
One thing that sometimes I'm giving you, and this is something that I want to share, is like I tell them I can pay for the shipping or add a surprise product in your order.
Yes. And that's what's the other thing I was going to say, for the people, especially that are not local, that you have to go ahead and get their credit card information and key it in on your laptop or your iPad or phone or whatever and order right then. I typically will give them a scent circle, depending on the size of their order, a scent circle or a wax bar or something like that I have there that day as a thank you for ordering. And since I can't ship it to me to help you save a little bit on the shipping, this is just a thank you for me for ordering.
Yeah, that's so great.
Yes, you do either or both, kind of depending on the situation with the client. Always remember to tell them you need electricity at a show. They may not offer it, but let them know if it's offered that you need electricity access.
Well, if they charge me, I sometimes say no, and I use the room spray to create the scents around my area. And
I've done that too.
And for the warmers, to make it light on the tea, how do you call the tea?
The dollar store, the LED
tea lights.
Like tea lights.
Yes.
Tea lights. Yes.
I use those to give light, just to give them an idea how they will look.
Yes, I've done that too. And then even when I have electricity, I have gotten to where I'll light some of those up, but I also have found that it can be offensive to your neighbor vendors if you have too much fragrance going on.
Okay.
So what I have tried to do is pick more of a clean smell or a citrus smell and I use the diffusers for that
Okay.
because they tend to be a little bit lighter, and you can turn them off and turn them on and still let the light go. If the fragrance gets too much, it's kind of hard to unwind the wax, but you can unwind a diffuser just by turning the diffuser part off and leaving the light on.
That's a good idea.
If it gets too strong. So I have not personally had people complain, but we had a rep from a very well-known essential oil company and a candle company, actually, at the same one. And she got so upset when somebody said something to her about it, she closed her booth up and left. So it just put a seed in my mind early on, maybe not to make the whole room smell like Scentsy that you're in, because you've got other vendors around too.
Okay, that's a great advice.
You Me Who. You Me Who. It's free. There's a free version.
That's
it's
an app.
YOUMEWHO. YOUMEWHO.com. They may have an app version. I don't use the app version, but there's a free version of it. And what's really cool is Scentsy has allowed them to upload their whole product line into it too. So you can search and it'll put pictures. I will send you after this, I don't want to put my whole inventory out to everybody, but Carmen, so that you can kind of get on there and maybe take some pictures and make a separate post if you find it helpful for everybody.
Wow.
I'll send you my link.
Can we do a training about that?
We can, and I will send it to you too, JoJo, since you're on here, and anybody that's watching this on replay, if you want to see it. I just don't want to put it out on social media, but I don't mind to send it to you independently so you can noodle around and look at it. But long story short, inventory that I have on hand at home can all be put on this. And so when I'm at a show and I have boxes underneath the table, underneath my tablecloths, because it's clean and crisp and you don't want all that sitting out. Or if I have them sitting in the car, maybe there's some that I just didn't haul in for hauling's sake, but I've got them in the back of the vehicle. That You Me Who list lets me know what I have in stock. So if somebody says, do you have this? I can go, oh yes, and this is the price on it. So I also don't publicly publish this. I one-off it because I may have discounted a warmer $5 that I need to move out of my inventory. So that's kind of falls under this is a personal special deal. So I can't post it anywhere, but I can send it in an email or a text or a messenger to one person anytime I want to. But it also helps me with my shows. And that's really what I use it for. If somebody says, do you have XYZ at home? I can pull that You Me Who up and look at my list for warmers, and I know what I've got in stock. And you can create separate lists. So you can create wax bar lists. You can create how many ever lists you want to do. It's your oyster. And then you click share my link to You Me Who, and it populates a link that you just click copy and you insert it wherever you want to. So when I have a client that says, hey, I need a sympathy gift, I need to take something by the funeral home, and I don't want to take flowers, can you tell me what warmers you have in stock? I want to pick a warmer out. I can zip them that and say, this is what I have at home, because those are typically times that they can't wait for it to be shipped. And they know. So on those, and I know this isn't part of this training, but just to keep in mind, the things that I keep on hand for those are our white church, the angel wings, the Trust in Him warmer that's got the cross on it. And there's one more, and I can't remember what it was that people I have asked for. I'm drawing a blank right now, but I keep those.
Bless this home.
It might be the mini warmer we've got that says bless this. No, it's not that one though. But anyway, just you'll know which ones look sympathy wise. But I sell a lot of the churches and the Trust in Him and the angel wings in particular, and those are decent. Those are God is Good is one, yes. But and those are at different price points and not super expensive, so they make really good gifts for them to be able to give for sympathy reasons.
That's awesome.
I have actually, I think, started a trend in my area for that. I've got one lady that calls me every time. I sell an angel warmer to her at least once a month, it seems like.
Wow.
But and actually the last one that I got her, she got the angel warmer for someone who had just been diagnosed with cancer and was getting ready to start chemo. and wanted to encourage them. So we picked out some very soft fragrances for her to send them so that they wouldn't be overpowering for somebody going through so much, because sometimes, fragrance can make them sick. But Yumihu is something I have dabbled with for a long time, and I do like it. And there is a paid subscription where people can actually check out on yours and pay you through. I don't do all that. I just do the freebie because I really just want it for an inventory tracking.
Okay.
I want to be able to go in there and delete the inventory out, because I may be replacing, like with my angel warmer, I know I'm always going to keep one on hand. So the minute I sell the one here, I add one to an order I'm sending in that week. So I'm always going to have one, but it is a nice way to keep up with your inventory. And then the last two things I have is, I personally use Square. I do like Square for the swiping the credit cards and things like that. It just seems to be easiest for me. And if you use Square and you tell others about it, if you send them your referral link, I don't know those of you that even use Square if you know this, but if you go to your app in Square and go to send a referral, it'll give you a special referral link. And if they sign up, you'll get your next like $800 to $1,000 in transactions for free.
No,
So that's a way for you to kind of perpetually help you control the expense of having to use electronic payment.
And also, as an experience, I highly recommend to buy the chip reader, because when the chip reader came, I didn't buy it right away. I was swiping the credit card, but then one customer denied the purchase.
I have both.
I didn't read it.
Me too.
And Square didn't support my sale. The customers stay with the merchandise and never pay.
Yes. I actually have the chip reader and the swiper, kind of depending on what I'm doing and which show I'm at.
Okay.
The takeaways, this was my last thing, and I've got an example here. I made these. I'm in the process of, I made these with just stickers from Vista. Those of you who are fancy schmancy with Cricut or whatever, or have a really good printer that prints color at home, could probably do them at home. But these are the little wooden disc.
Wow.
The slices, I got them for really cheap on Amazon. I put these, I give everyone that buys a flower from me one of these, and I think I did the math, and I want to say there's 38 cents in each one of these.
Wow, then I have to look for that.
So I buy the slices from Amazon. I put my sticker on it, however you want to label it, because when their flour runs out, they can flip it over and they have your information to reorder, right?
That's a great idea. I wasn't even labeling that, so that's great.
That's a great
Well,
idea.
I just thought, hey, they don't have to see that side, but if they need to know what my email address is or my phone number or whatever you want to put on it, they can get you. And then I just bought these from Amazon too. They're just they're actually cookie bags, individual cookie bags, and they're self-adhesive.
Yeah, that's
so
cute.
You just peel the thing off.
I do the same thing, but I put jute rope around the flower, and I put it in the top, and I'll just make a bow, make it cute with a little tag.
I like it. Yeah.
But that's cute. I like the sticker idea.
Well, when I'm in a hurry, especially at a show, it's just easy to drop it in the bag, and I have them sitting in a basket.
That's wonderful.
It's
I love
wonderful.
it.
And the
Can
other
I give
thing
you a
I
suggestion? Did you buy this at Visit Print?
This sticker I did. Yes.
Can you add the QR code?
Yes, they do have them. In fact, I need some help on another snack for somebody to walk me through doing a QR code, because I don't know how to do that, and I want a QR code.
So that's so easy.
You have Canva?
I do, but I've heard that I need to do some research, because some of the trainings in Boss Up, Carmen, that they recently did, a girl talked about the fact that she did hers in Linktree, and by doing it in Linktree, it'll work for like all of her links when she sets up parties and everything. So I wanted to do some research first on that to see if I wanted to do it through Linktree, so that if I have 6 parties going on, I can give the same QR code and it takes them straight to the page that's got the list of parties in it, and they can pick their person's party. and some different, I just listened to that late last night, so I haven't done a lot of research, but I do want a QR code. That's one thing I personally don't have in my practice that I want to implement.
Okay,
But yes, they have, this one has the picture option, and then there's one that has a QR code option too on
okay.
Vista.
I like
And
that.
they actually have that option, Carmen, in the stickers, like I put on my, on
And those
here.
stickers are
like-
from Vistaprint?
It is.
Mm,
And
that's
I just was
cute.
running, I was wearing my ink out at home, and it's just, when I did the math, it was just less expensive. Whenever they do their like 20% off, 30% off sales of stuff, I jump on there and I order my stock for the next like 6 months.
Okay, I need to.
And just order several different versions, but instead of your picture, you can put your QR code on those too.
Hey, Jamie, for a quick QR code, just go to Canva. Canva, it says QR code, put QR code, then you just copy and paste your link and you have a QR code. Like, that's how fast it is.
Girl, I'm gonna do that when I order.
And you
It's-
can, for example, you can create the QR code in Canvas with the link of the flowers. Then you
Mhm.
go to your website, look for the flowers, copy the URL.
Oh yes, copy the email address, the expanded email address,
You
or
can-
the
you can
expanded
go
web address.
specifics.
The address that show when you open your
Go to flowers.
the flowers, then copy it and then you link it in the QR code space, and that will create the QR code there that you can save it or you can add it to
Just for your
everything.
flowers.
Just for the
And you'll,
flowers.
Okay.
yeah, and you'll always have that QR code for just your flowers or just your specific,
Oh,
you know,
I'm gonna
like
go
let's say
play
for the
with that.
promotion, like
I'm gonna go-
promotional.
I'm gonna go play with that, because I was looking at some of the stuff that she did on I watched 3 or 4 trainings last night, but
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm
that
going
I've got to
to
get on
show,
that.
I'm going to, in this video, when I post it in the page, in the comments, I will share with you a Canvas lady that did like a tree, how do you call it?
The link tree
the
training.
link
Tutorial?
tree, but with Canva. And
Okay.
I already edited something, but I still have her pictures and stuff. Then I will share that. Then you can have an idea, because she create 4 parties, 4 links, and she plays a picture of the person. And when you press that will take you to her party, because you can create the link and
Yes.
copy it in that.
I definitely want to do that, because that's something I haven't. I also watched the lady that did the block parties. That is my October commitment, is I'm going to do. If y'all haven't watched that, go watch it. It was great.
I
I
did,
posted it
and
in
I
the
liked her idea with the little giveaway. She just cut up the stickers and put them up. It's so
and you
simple.
need your QR code and all that, girl. I'm gonna do that, because I don't with my day job necessarily always have time to be doing parties left and right, but I like that condensed 1 week a month. You know, she hosts all of her parties and she does it in her VIP group, and then just directs them to the different person's party that's invited them.
Yeah. The thing
We'll
was,
have to
I do my parties on my VIP, but I didn't call them black parties. I just call them Battle of the Hostess. But I like
Yes,
the
she
way
talked
that she
about
sent.
that too.
I like
Yeah.
it's the same thing. So it's cool. I just like how she picked 1 week every month. So
Yeah.
you know that week, so you prepare for it, you have everything done. I liked it. I like the little packages, and that's something I didn't do. So I like that.
And I like the gift bags, like the little gift things she did for each host. They got a little
Yep.
kind of gift for
Yep.
hosts.
My question with that is, I didn't understood the things that you are not supposed to say, or the thing that you can say to be out of compliance. Did you got that?
To say for what?
For the bags for the hostess. She mentioned
Oh.
that, and then suddenly she said, be careful to not be in compliance. You cannot say, or you can, that's the thing I need to.
You can't offer products at a discount, and you can't, like, you show an example of, look what one of my hostess got as a thank you for hosting for me. You can't say this is definitely what you're going to get.
Okay.
You just say, here's an example of something I sent as a thank you to a previous host.
Okay.
And I think what she was saying about being not in compliance is you have to be careful putting it on your public page,
Okay.
like your Jamie Upton page. you're okay a little bit with your closed group page because they're expecting for you to say, hey, I want to host. But I think too, she was talking about being careful in your personal page. But I think if we just say, hey, thanks for hosting, I hope you enjoy your goodies.
And
even on your
what I
public
was
page is
thinking
fine.
was showing the box close.
Yes.
She said she's using sometimes the whip box and
Yep. And then she can fill it with whatever you want to fill it with.
and then I hope
Yeah.
you like your gift, and that's it. Not saying what is inside
Yes.
or anything.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think she was talking about, you don't want to put dollar amounts on it or show too much detail. The other thing with these bags, y'all, when you order them, order enough to put one of your cotton cleanups in it. Just one. Put your sticker on the outside of the bag. And I give that to people as they order as a thank you for dropping by my booth. Like,
that's cute. I buy these, they're like cellophane. They're like these little, I don't have them handy, but they're clear.
Yeah.
And I have this little circle thing that says this is a cotton cleanup, put it in the wax. Like, it explains how to use it.
Yes.
In a little label, and I put it on there.
Yes.
We have that.
But that's
I need
cute
help
too.
with that, girls.
And I mean, it's super. You think about it's a little more expensive now because they went up on our pricing a little bit. But on the cotton cleanups, you get 24 or 25 for $10. So you've got a quarter in them plus whatever your packaging costs. And it's just a nice little thank you for stopping by my booth. And
that's cute.
It doesn't come to everybody. It's just people that purchase. But here's what I do. I leave these laying out in a basket. And when people are like, what are these? I'm like, do you have a warmer at home? And if they're not somebody that's just coming by to look at your booth and pick up freebies, but they actually have a conversation with you and they tell you they have a warmer at home, I'll say, you know what? I want you to take this home and test it, because then they see your name again later when they're home. So even if they don't buy from you, it's another visual for your name. And when they're using it, they're thinking about you. So, so you have the right to give it to somebody who doesn't buy, but I don't promote just anybody that comes by, take one. I kind of, when somebody says, what's this? I'll say, oh, when customers buy, it's something I like to gift them because it's a neat way to clean their warmer up and it introduces them to something we actually sell in bulk.
And you know what I was doing? I use these, the ones with the stickers.
Yes.
And I slice them up, and I have a heating thing.
Yes.
I put them in there and I heat it, and then I put the label on it, and then I throw them, as thank yous.
That is a great,
for orders like my locals or people that order my mystery bag.
With a sticker bag.
Yeah, she recycles her sticker bag.
With a sticker bag.
I use, let me see if I have it, honey. I'm going to show you
because I have plenty of them and I'm keeping them. I'm looking for what to do with them.
We purpose these. So what I do is I cut it in. I'm going to show you. I wonder if I have any already. I probably already gave them all out, but I'm trying to think if I have one that I can show you. Hold on. I don't think I have it nearby, but so what I do is, because this top part already has it.
Yes.
So I'll cut it in half this way, right?
Okay.
And then I'll cut it this way. So you're cutting it like in two parts, half.
Okay.
And then you're gonna do half again, like that.
Okay.
So you're gonna get 4 out of this one. So this one you just have to seal the bottom, and then the bottom one you just have to seal the top and the side, because the side and the top is gonna be. And I have this little thing. I think I paid like $8 on Amazon. Where is it? Sorry, guys.
I'm an Amazon person. Then if you can share the links of where you buy things, like the link of the things that you use, the supplies, in the comments, then people can use it later if they ask. I will know.
And I'm thinking if you use it on low, Jojo, I'm thinking you could even use like one of those mini flat irons.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, but it's meant for that.
Right.
I can't see it right now, but
Don't worry, you can take a picture later and post it in the comment when I
I
post the
will.
video.
I'll post it. I even do like
But that's a great idea to recycle it and not have to pay for it because we get those all the time.
Yeah.
And the thing is that, you know, people get these all the time. I even use the baggies.
Yes,
Not,
the
not
Ziploc bag.
these. The ones that come in our orders. These.
The Ziploc bags. Yeah.
Even these. The ones
Oh,
that
yeah,
come.
yeah.
I cut up the size that I want and I just go heating it and sealing it. And it looks good. It doesn't look bad. And then I put the little label on it.
Yes. I love it.
Oh, I
Listen.
thought I had a couple extras, but I guess I don't.
So the last question that people may have, Carmen, on shows is stock. There are shows that I take quite a bit of stock to because I've done it long enough and used my hostess rewards to build my inventory to be able to do that. But you don't have to have it. I do show other shows that I don't take a lot of inventory, and quite honestly, the last one that I did, I didn't take a lot of inventory at all because I've had some issues with my back and I couldn't carry and lift things.
Okay.
So and I was just as successful with that show as I was with others. You do want to take some things that you can cash and carry because that's kind of what people want.
What I do.
But it's not a necessity. And when you're starting out to build your business, you do not have to have it. I would say if you take anything, take maybe a couple of warmers that you can sell, and wax is always good to introduce them with wax. And then, like you said, maybe some things like room sprays or car bars. Car bars are huge at the shows that I do for some reason. I sell a lot of car bars. But it's just kind of an intro to them, right? And again, just keep the mindset. The sales are fantastic and they're a bonus, but you're really there to collect the information for clients who don't buy from you right now to follow up with and drip on over the next 2 to 3 months after that show to encourage them to order.
Awesome.
It smells really good.
And let's see what you got, JoJo. I saw that first one.
Laser water. Oh, this is like a messed up one, but this is what they look like, and you buy them just like that. They come like 100 in a pack, and they're refillable. And it's not ready though, but this is the little baggie I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah.
And it comes like 100 in a pack, like, and it's not expensive. It's not expensive at all.
That's how these that I have that wooden thing in are. They're super inexpensive.
I love your the wood things. I saw it, but I didn't
look around on Amazon. Some of them on Amazon are.
I have a link. It's on Amazon. You get like 30 something pieces, I think.
Yeah, and I think I may have even ordered like 50. Look, but there's a couple of places that sell them. I'll send you who I'm buying from because there's a couple of places that sell them, and one place is a little more expensive than the other.
Okay.
But you just need raw quality. You don't need polished and ready for Christmas tree ornaments or something like that. So, yeah.
The ones that I got, they are ornaments. So I put the little jute and I put a little bow.
Yes.
And it always looks so cute. Let me see if I have one that I could show.
So you got the one that had the little hole drilled in it?
Yeah. So I put the little jute rope on it with a little bow. Everyone loves them.
Nice.
So when they put it, they have the cute little bow in the front.
I'll get that for you too, Carmen, and send that. Try to send some.
But I like the idea of putting it in the baggie. I like that a lot.
Just label make it an ornament. Do your ornament once, but put the sticker on the back of it.
Yeah, no, I like that idea too. Like,
yes,
that's really good.
Well, Jamie, thank you for sharing. Thank you, Jojo, for joining us, and thank you for the people that are seeing in replay. Please come.
I'm glad I made a video.
Yes, I'm glad you made it too. And JoJo, I'd already asked Carmen, and we prayed at the beginning whenever we started, but everybody on your side of the fence with your family and stuff, well, and
are they doing well in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, everyone's doing well. I mean, no electricity, no water.
Right.
But, you know, some of them had little, you know, some of the windows and they got stuff wet all over the place, but nothing serious. Everybody's, you know, healthy, alive, and the roof over their heads, you know, everybody's good. I actually was talking to them today
Awesome.
So they're
Good,
doing
good,
everyone's doing good, thankfully.
good. Well,
Thank you, Lord.
we love our extended family, and I told Carmen to keep us posted if there was any way we could help, even as a group, or you kind of feel lost whenever you don't know how to help, but
Yeah.
we're here. And I know
Mhm.
that we have a lot of family. That's what she and I were talking about. You all have family, and we have Scentsy family within our group
Yeah.
who live in Puerto Rico. So if we can support them or help them in any way that you guys hear, let us know. We definitely want to do that.
Well, thank
That is
you,
good.
ladies. I hope
Thank
this will
you.
be a blessing for those that
Replay.
watch the video later. And for me, now I'm going to check the yumiwho.com, and I hope everybody can put in practice what you teach us and take advantage.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Love
ladies.
you.
Y'all have a good
Take
night.
care. I'm going to stop
Bye.
the
Thanks,
recording.
Jamie. Thanks,
Thank
Dede.
you.